Hello. I had a number of questions about weight loss from TIF surgery, so I'll talk briefly about that. Going into the surgery, I weighed roughly 135 pounds, but prior to going into the surgery or when I was preparing to go into the surgery, I lost a lot of weight. At my highest, I weighed around 165 pounds, and at my height, that is considered obese. Um, and after the surgery, at my lowest point, I weighed 101 pounds. I was extremely skinny. I was doing unwell. And if I dropped under 100, I was going to go to the hospital. So 101 was the lowest I got. And why did my weight drop so much? The first reason my weight dropped so much is because I believe a contributing factor is I stopped taking PPIs the day of the surgery. I just never had heartburn since I had the surgery, so I didn't feel like I needed it, and so it didn't seem important, so I didn't take PPIs. I think that caused a lot of inflammation in my stomach. The second reason is I had a lot of swelling in my stomach area. When everything was healing, I just had so much swelling and I was feeling full all the time. Everything was just so swollen up for a long time. It was weeks. It just felt and looked like I was pregnant. I mean, I was just so swollen. So I think all the inflammation and was from the healing. And I know that the anatomy of my stomach is now different because I had an anterior wrap. Now I have some of the gastric folds on the anterior side. And going into the surgery, I never had those folds going in. So the anatomy of the stomach actually changes. I also had basically my intestines seemed to have stopped moving. I didn't have peristalsis, I think is what it's called, because I didn't have a bowel movement. I think for 9 days after the surgery, I was eating. I was basically forcing myself to eat, and I didn't have any bowel movements, and it didn't feel like my stomach was moving. It didn't feel like my guts were moving. I wasn't. I don't remember having any gas or anything like that, like passing gas, if you know what I mean. So I don't think I had any peristalsis in my intestines, so that caused me to lose a lot of weight as well. When I was recovering from the surgery, even weeks afterward, I think I had maybe ulcers. I think I had because I wasn't taking Nexium, I wasn't taking any PPIs. In hindsight, I believe I had ulcers, and I believe I had inflammation of my duodenum, which I still have. I believe I still have that today, or I had it 3 months ago, 2 months ago when I had my no, it was 3 months ago now when I had my endoscopy. They saw that I had inflammation of the duodenum. However, the inflammation of the duodenum could have been because I believe I had two unripe kiwis. They were really acidic, but for some reason I was craving the kiwi, so I ate the two kiwis, and I knew and they kind of tingled in my mouth before I even swallowed them, so I knew they were acidic. And I just knew it was a mistake, but I ate them anyways, and I had so much pain after eating those. And then I went in and had my endoscopy, and it was just they said that my duodenum was I had blunting of the villi, or blunting of the surface, the columns in the duodenum, that seemed to have taken some damage. But I'm pretty sure it was from those kiwis. Needless to say, my stomach has been pretty sensitive since the surgery. My stomach has never really felt this sensitive until I had the surgery. I think that having the surgery made my stomach more sensitive than it was prior to the surgery. That could be exacerbated by my reduction in the PPI usage because I'm only taking one Nexium a day, and it's the small Nexium. It's not the big Nexium, because the Nexium comes in 20 milligrams and 40 milligrams, and I'm only taking one 20 milligram pill a day. I used to take two 40 milligram pills a day, or four 20 milligram pills a day. I tried spacing out the 20 milligrams all throughout the day, about, I don't know, 6 hours apart per dose at the height of my discomfort. And I was also taking licorice root. I tried everything. I tried charcoal pills, the ones that absorb all the stuff in your stomach. I tried limousine. I tried so many supplements to help with my digestive enzymes. I've really tried it all. So ultimately, what I needed was a surgical repair. But so yeah, it took me forever to gain the weight back after the surgery, and right now I'm plateaued at 125 pounds, which is not much for me. Because I used to weigh 165. Uh, when I was feeling like I was trying to diet and stay lean, I was at 140. So I'm at 125 and I'm eating everything I want. I'm eating burgers. I had a burger for breakfast and I also went and had a burger for lunch too. And I can't really finish the whole thing. I could only finish like 3/4 of it. And so that's basically what I'm doing is I'm not stretching out the wrap either because all of my fasteners are out of the esophagus. So I don't want to be gorging myself and pull the wrap apart. I mean, my quality of life is actually pretty good after the surgery. I just have that one little Nexium pill a day. It's not a big deal. And I'm feeling pretty good. I could eat, like I said, I had a burger for breakfast and I'm having an esophageal spasm right now. Um, it came on a little bit. It stopped me from talking. I still have those esophageal spasms a little bit, just because as a consequence of the surgery. But I still have those. They used to be much worse. But yeah, I could eat far more foods. I had to take the onions off the burger. I gave them to my wife, and she could eat all the onions she wants apparently. But yeah, I have to be a little careful. I can't have any coffee. Can't have any caffeine. Another spasm. So, anyways, the surgery overall was a success. I still have the spasms. I had the weight loss. Some people might think that the weight loss is desirable. Some people might think that they don't want to lose weight. For me, I prefer to have a little bit more weight on me. I look pretty skinny and weak right now. I prefer to look like I have a little bit more muscle. Matter of fact, I used to be like strong looking. I'll post a I'll post a picture in the video. But I used to look strong, and now I look weak, and I just can't eat the food. I just can't eat the food I used to. I do lift weights every day. I know you can't tell by looking at me, but I still lift weights every day. It's just I can't put the muscle on because one, I'm getting older. I'm 40. I'm 40 years old now, and two, I can't eat the calories. So I'm pretty lean. I don't feel like I have much fat on me, but I'm not eating enough nutrients to put the weight on. So, but overall, I'm feeling pretty good. I don't regret the surgery. And maybe I would have had a different surgery. Like I said in my other video, I would have had the 180 wrap, the Watson or the Door wrap instead of the TIF. I probably would have gone that route if I could go back and do it again. But overall, who knows? I might have been worse off getting those surgeries. Maybe I had the best option for me. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the TIF overall. It's been 3 years afterward, and I'm eating burgers. I mean, that's pretty good. So, anyways, if you have any questions, drop a comment. Let me know. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.